What if I told you there are hidden cities where billionaires stash their cash legally while paying little to no taxes? These places are real, they're secretive, and after this video, you'll know exactly where they are. We're talking about places with more yachts than cars, where skyscrapers pierce the clouds, and where a briefcase full of cash isn't out of place. Think I'm exaggerating? Stick around. Welcome back to Luxe Unveiled, where we expose the truth behind elite wealth. Let's dive in. Let's kick things off in Switzerland, home to the Alps, chocolate, and some of the world's most secretive banks. I'm talking about Zurich. You know those iconic images of Swiss bankers in suits holding briefcases chained to their wrists? That's not just for show. Zurich is where the concept of banking secrecy was practically invented. We're talking numbered accounts, anonymous trusts, the kind of stuff that makes it nearly impossible to trace who owns what. For centuries, the ultra-wealthy have been stashing their fortunes in Zurich, shielded by Switzerland's ironclad financial laws. Now, it's not as easy as it used to be. International pressure has forced Switzerland to loosen up a bit on its secrecy laws. But let's be real, the reputation remains. Think about it. Why do you think so many spy movies feature those clandestine Swiss bank accounts? It's because Zurich has long been the go-to destination for anyone looking to make their money disappear. But here's the thing. It's not just about hiding money. Zurich also boasts incredibly low taxes, especially for high net worth individuals. We're talking single-digit tax rates on investment income, which is practically unheard of in most developed countries. So, while the days of complete anonymity might be fading, Zurich remains a haven for the world's elite to safeguard their wealth and minimize their tax burden. It's a place where discretion is still the name of the game and where fortunes are built on generations of financial secrecy. Next up, we're heading to the Caribbean, to a place that's practically synonymous with offshore banking, the Cayman Islands. Picture this: crystal clear turquoise waters, pristine white sand beaches, and more registered companies than actual residents. You heard that right. The Cayman Islands are home to over 100,000 registered companies, while the human population barely cracks 70,000. Why the discrepancy? It all boils down to one thing: taxes. Or rather, the lack thereof. The Cayman Islands boast zero corporate tax. That's right, zilch, nada. This makes it incredibly attractive for businesses, especially massive multinational corporations, to set up shop here, at least on paper. And it's not just some obscure companies you've never heard of. We're talking major players, household names, even your favorite tech giants. They all have a presence in the Caymans, taking advantage of the favorable tax laws to minimize their global tax bills. Now, before you go thinking this is all illegal, it's important to note that setting up an offshore company in the Caymans isn't inherently unlawful. It's all about how it's used. However, the lack of transparency and the sheer volume of money flowing through the Cayman Islands make it a prime location for, shall we say, less than savory financial activities. We're talking tax avoidance on a grand scale, hidden assets, and even money laundering. So, while the Cayman Islands might seem like a paradise on the surface, beneath the surface lies a complex web of financial secrecy that benefits the world's wealthiest individuals and corporations. Chapter 3. Monaco, the Billionaires' Playground. Finally, let's head to the French Riviera, to a place where luxury knows no bounds, Monaco. This tiny principality, smaller than Central Park in New York City, is home to more millionaires per capita than anywhere else in the world. Imagine strolling down the streets, surrounded by supercars, mega yachts, and designer boutiques as far as the eye can see. That's everyday life in Monaco. But what makes this place so attractive to the ultra-wealthy? For starters, Monaco has no income tax. That's right. Earn as much as you want, and you won't pay a single cent in income tax to the Monegasque government. And if that wasn't enough, there's also no property tax, no capital gains tax, and incredibly favorable inheritance laws. It's essentially a tax haven on steroids, designed to attract and retain the world's wealthiest individuals. But here's the catch. Getting your foot in the door isn't easy. To even be considered for residency in Monaco, you need to prove that you have at least 500,000 euros in liquid assets deposited in a Monegasque bank. And that's just the bare minimum. Most residents have significantly more wealth, often in the tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars. In fact, it's estimated that roughly 1 in 3 residents in Monaco is a millionaire. So while Monaco might be a playground for the rich and famous, it's an exclusive club that's only open to those who have truly made it to the top of the wealth pyramid. So, could you move to a tax haven? Unless you've got 8 figures in the bank, probably not. These havens are designed for the ultra-wealthy, those who can afford the steep buy-in and navigate the complex web of financial laws. But even if you never set foot in Zurich, the Cayman Islands, or Monaco, now you know where the 0.1% plays the game. They've got their own set of rules, their own secret cities, and they're using them to protect and grow their fortunes. Want more? Smash like, subscribe, and comment offshore if you'd move to Monaco. Next week, we'll come up with much more interesting topic. See you then!